All right, February might be the shortest month of the year, but wow, is it absolutely packed with new games. We're talking everything from huge AAA blockbusters to some incredible gems you can play for free. I'm gonna break it all down for you, so let's just dive right in.
Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to start with February's biggest blockbuster. Then we'll check out what you can play for free this month. After that, it's all about those anticipated sequels, a little bit of horror and gore with Suda51, and finally, we'll see how the classics are being reborn. And of course, at the end, we'll ask the big question, what will you play?
All right, let's kick things off with February's biggest blockbuster. This is the one I think everyone's been waiting for. And that title is, yep, you guessed it, Resident Evil Requiem. This is the 9th mainline game in that legendary survival horror series. It's a huge deal.
So what's the hook with this one? Well, they're introducing this wild new feature where the zombies actually have muscle memory from their past lives. I mean, just picture it, a zombie cop still trying to draw their gun, or a chef mindlessly chopping at a counter. It's super unnerving, right? It adds this whole new psychological layer to the horror, and we get the return of the one and only Leon S. Kennedy, alongside a new character, Grace Ashcraft. You'll be able to grab it for PS5, Xbox, PC, and even the Switch 2 on February 27th.
And this is where it gets really cool. Because you have two main characters, you get two totally different ways to play. When you're playing as Leon, it's pure John Wick action. We're talking roundhouse kicks, high-octane combat, the whole deal. But then you switch over to Grace, and she's got way less field experience. So for her, the game transforms into this tense, stealthy survival horror. It's a genius move, honestly. It means no matter what kind of player you are, there's something here for you.
Okay, so maybe your wallet needs a little break after all that excitement. Let's talk about some great games you can play this month that won't cost you a single cent.
Yep, we've got 3 new free-to-play games coming in February. And we're going to kick things off with our sponsored title for this explainer.
So let's talk about Ark Knight's Enfield. This is a really interesting one. It's this cool mix of a 3D real-time strategy RPG and a super deep factory builder.
And the gameplay loop is pretty unique. First, you're out there exploring this big, diverse planet called Talos 2. Then, you switch gears and you build up this huge factory pipeline to generate all your resources. And finally, you use all that stuff to power up your team of 4 operators and jump into these awesome coordinated real-time fights. It's like 2 games in 1, really. Plus, if you download it now, you can get a bunch of freebies to get you started, like 135 free pulls and a 6-star operator. Not bad at all.
But that's not all for free games. There's also High Guard, which just sounds insane. It's a PvP raid shooter from some of the vets from the Titanfall team. Get this, you're on a medieval horse with a futuristic gun. Yes, please. Then, for all you management sim fans, Sega Football Club Champions, which has been huge in Japan, is finally going worldwide. And there's a rumor floating around that Undisputed, the boxing career sim, is going to be the free PlayStation Plus game.
All right, from free-to-play to some very familiar faces, let's jump into our next section, the big, anticipated sequels arriving this month. Kicking things off, we've got High on Life 2. You know, from the creators of Rick and Morty. The hilarious talking guns are back, of course, but it looks like they've really expanded the whole world. It's got more of a Metroidvania feel now, with 3 huge hub worlds to explore. And to get around, you've got a new escape board. It really feels like they took the feedback from the first game to heart, which is always great to see. Souls-like fans, get ready. Neo 3 is dropping on February 6th for PS5 and PC. And right from the get-go, it's going to make you choose your path. Are you going to be the samurai? Noble, strong, focused on that direct, powerful combat. Or are you going to go with the ninja? Quick, nimble, all about speed and stealth. You can actually switch between them, but you're going to have to master both if you want to survive. Oh yeah, he's back. Styx, our favorite goblin assassin who loves to break the fourth wall, returns in Styx Blades of Greed on February 19th. You can expect even more of his signature attitude and some truly bizarre new powers. I'm talking mind control and, yep, you heard me right, puking out a clone of himself to solve puzzles. It's that creative, sandbox stealth that the series is known for, just turned up to 11.
All right, you ready to get a little weird? Let's move on to the dark, the gory, and the Suda51 of it all.
First up is a game called Reanimal, and honestly, that quote right there says it all. If you are a fan of Little Nightmares, you're going to want to pay attention. This comes from the director of Little Nightmares 2, and you can totally see that same creepy, atmospheric puzzle platformer DNA. And here's a huge plus. It has a friend pass, so you can play the entire co-op game with a buddy for free,
even if they don't own the game themselves. That's awesome.
And now for something that could only come from the mind of Suda51. It's called Romeo is a Dead Man. Okay, try to follow this. You play as Romeo. You're dead, but you're being kept alive by your grandpa, who is now a patch on your jacket. Your job is to hunt down dimensional beings, including your own girlfriend Juliet, who is a zombie hunter. Look, it's pure, over-the-top, gory, Suda51 hack-and-slash insanity, and I am so here for it.
Whew. Okay, after that, let's switch gears a bit and look at some old favorites that are getting a brand new coat of paint. It's time to see how the classics are being reborn. Wow, just look at the difference here for Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. This is not just some quick polish-up. We are talking about a complete, from-the-ground-up 3D overhaul of that 2000 classic. And it's more than just looks, too. They've made the classic turn-based combat way faster, and they even added super effective indicators to tell you what works best. It's a fantastic little update that makes a huge difference.
Okay, this is something I did not see coming. The remake of Yakuza 3 is basically 2 games in one. You've got your classic 50% street brawling that we all know and love from the series, but the other 50%? It's a brand new, super in-depth orphanage life sim. You're literally going to be helping kids with their homework, doing chores around the house. You even have to manage your dad's stat. It's surprisingly wholesome, and honestly, it sounds amazing.
Phew, okay. That is a lot of games for one short month, so let's pull it all together and take one final look at the entire lineup.
And here it is, your complete cheat sheet for February 2026. You can see Neo 3 kicks things off early on the 6th. The 13th is a big day with both High on Life 2 and Reanimal dropping. And then, of course, the month ends with the huge release of Resident Evil Requiem on the 27th. And remember, those 3 free-to-play games, Arknight's Enfield, Highguard, and Sega FCC, are out right now for you to try.
So that brings us to the big question. This month is absolutely stacked. We've got horror, sequels, RPGs, free-to-play stuff. There is something for pretty much everyone. So I gotta ask, which one are you jumping into first?